Everybody, welcome to the call. Glad to have you on our Sunday night team builders training call. So glad to have you guys on the night. You know what to do. It's time for our roll call. Give us your name, where you're calling in from. Who's out there? Come on.
Terry out in Louisville, Kentucky.
Hey, Terry, good to have you on the call as always. Good to see you.
You too, sir.
Dexter Gilbert, Louisville, Kentucky.
Hey, Mr. Gilbert, glad to have you on the call, sir, as always. Welcome.
Erica Rowe, Leesburg, Virginia.
Hey, Erica, glad to have you on. I see you out there, Joy Goodman. I see you. I hear you. Welcome.
Wendy Martinez.
Hey, Wendy. I see you as well. Thanks for being on, Wendy. Wendy Martinez.
I am Vaylon, Savannah, Georgia.
Hey, Mr. Vaylon, glad to have you on, sir.
Linda T from Charleston.
Hey, the amazing Linda T. Hey, Shauna Blanc got you as well. Who else out there? Come on, guys, give us your name, where you're calling in from.
Stephanie from
This is Robert Cathy Jr. coming to you from the great state of Georgia.
Hey, Mr. Cathy Jr., glad to have you on the call, sir, as always. Wouldn't be a call without you. Anybody else?
Tilla Salazar, Ashburn, Virginia.
That's our platinum executive director, Ms. Tilla Salazar. Welcome to the call, Ms. Salazar.
Good evening, it's Evelyn Brown, Burleson, Texas.
Oh, there's Evelyn Brown, future executive director. She's crushing it out there, recruiting her tail off. Evelyn, welcome to the call. Glad to have you as always.
Thank you.
Stephanie from Killeen, Texas.
Hey, Stephanie, glad to have you on the call. Welcome from Texas.
Thank you. Hey, Matt.
New York.
Night, Flora, glad to have you on. Welcome. Glad to have you on.
Good evening,
Not a call
Bernadette
without you either,
Jackson.
Flora, welcome to the call.
Good evening, Bernadette Jackson, Killeen,
All right,
Texas.
guys, I got my co-hosts out there, guys. Help us out help me out with the waiting room. All right, guys, we got about another minute or two of roll call. I apologize, we started a minute late today, so we'll go.
Where'd the audio go?
That's the $1 million question.
Mr. Peden is frozen, right? Or is it me?
Oh.
Okay, he's gone. He's disconnected. Okay.
Will.
All right, well, hey, let's just keep the roll call going. If you haven't stated your name and where you're calling in from, kindly do so at this time.
Thanks,
You got Mark Smith in Minneapolis.
Hey, Mark, welcome to the call.
Bernadette Jackson, Killeen, Texas.
Hey, Bernadette. Mr. Dazzy.
There.
Stacy and Larry Martin from Suffolk, Virginia.
Welcome, welcome. Stacy and Larry Martin.
Tony Law in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
All right.
Hey, Tony, glad to have you on the call, sir. Welcome. I don't know what's up with my internet today.
We got about 60 more seconds, family, 60 more seconds. If you haven't stated your name and where you're calling in from, kindly do so at this time.
I see Nisha Murphy's in the waiting room. I got her. Welcome. Mr. Dazzy, my internet tonight seems a little bit shaky, so just be aware, just in case.
Okay.
Just in case something happens, you know what to do. All right.
Anisha here.
Hey, Arnisha, there's Miss Murphy. Welcome to the call. Another executive director doing the feature $50,000 ringer on a part-time basis coming right up. And there's Mr. Mehdi. All right, guys, with that said, we're going to go any other bright spots. Anybody did not get opportunity to state your name, where you're calling in from. We got to move right into our bright spots. And then we're going to get to our announcement. We've got a big announcement. Then we're going to jump into our training segment tonight. We got a lot to cover and a whole lot of time. We don't want to take the call too long tonight. So we got a lot to cover. Anybody else? Hey, Mr. Ravenel, I see. Are you trying to announce yourself, sir? All right. Last call for roll call.
Nina Patina, California.
Hey, Nina Patina. Glad to have you on. Welcome. All right, with that said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and mute all the lines, keep the background noise to a minimum, and we're going to get right into our bright spots. You know what to do. Just unmute yourself, hit the little microphone icon on your Zoom platform. It'll unmute your line and allow you to share. But we're going to move into my favorite part of the call. That is our bright spots. This is the part of the call where we get to hear from you and let you recognize yourself and your team. Notice I said yourself first, and your team for the great job you're doing out there protecting and empowering families, individuals, and small businesses with our amazing services. At the same time, we're bringing on board brand new associate business partners and helping them and teach them how to do what we do. That's protect and empower individuals, families, and small businesses at the same time. So if you recruited a new associate, if you protected a family, if you protected a small business, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We want to recognize you for the great job that you're doing out there. And it's all right to recognize yourself. It's okay to toot your own horn, because as I always say, if you don't recognize yourself, if you don't get enough recognition, you got to recognize yourself, because anybody else going to recognize you if you don't want to recognize yourself. I'm going to kick things off tonight, Mr. Davis, by recognizing myself. Yours truly, Mr. Peden, guys, believe it or not, protected 4 families last week and recruited 1 new associate. But my goal was recruit 2 last week, and I got 1. 4 families and 1 new business partner associate. Got just my name of Israel. I'll introduce to you guys shortly. But anyway, that's my bright spot. I want to brag on myself, recognize myself, because I believe you got to recognize yourself. Otherwise, everybody else is going to recognize yourself. I want to start things off tonight. Who else has got something exciting want to share? Go out to you guys. Who wants to go next? Don't be bashful. Unmute your line.
Hey, Mr. Peden, I'll go. Just wanted to thank the team for just, plugging in and staying married to the activity and being patient with the results. I was able to do a membership and get a new associate as well this week. So
that's right. I saw you recruit a new associate this week off the Hangout.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And he's super sharp, Mr. Peden. He's a super sharp gentleman as well.
I don't doubt it. Anybody that led the team recruits has got to be out of sight. Who else got some exciting want to share? Bright spots. Who's next?
Hello, Mr. Peden.
Hey, go ahead, Mr. Gilbert.
Yeah, good evening, everyone in the TPP family. I just want to give a big shout out to Mr. Robert Cathy. We all know, or many of you may know, he had a loss of his nephew just on about a week or so ago. So we just want to bless him and just pour into him some good things, because he helps this team and he has told his story time and time again. And through his job, he helps all over the country in protecting us. So again, say a prayer for him. It's going to be okay. And we just want to say thank you to Mr. Cathy again. Back to you, sir.
Absolutely. Appreciate that, Mr. Thanks for making us aware. And Ms. Cathy Jr., always, this team's got your back. You're going to be in our prayers, certainly be in my prayers tonight for you and your family. We do appreciate the great job you do, your commitment to your business and to the team, always sharing your story, always allowing us to leverage your story to bring others on board. So we appreciate you so much, Mr. Cathy Jr. Appreciate you too, Mr. Gilbert, for bringing on Mr. Cathy Jr. and both of you guys being a part of our team. All right, who else got something exciting want to share?
Mr. Peden, I'll go ahead and go really quickly.
Right ahead.
Well, first of all,
Platinum, go for it.
Thank you. I'm over visiting my kids tonight, guys. So don't get to see them too often. When they get to be young adults, it's no cool to hang out with mom anymore. So
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that.
Mr. Peden, listen, my daughter cooked dinner and she's a very good cook. So I was on my way to see her. But I just wanted to say, guys, I am super excited for Linda Texiera. You guys know she is one of the most persistent and consistent people. So she announced herself, but I do want to say in front of everybody how super proud I am of her for just staying in the activity. I know it's going to pay off. The gentleman that she recruited, oh my gosh, can I just say, super excited for her. I know it's going to go leaps and bounds. And I also want to say congratulations to Erica Rowe. You guys know that she's another persistent and consistent. No matter what is going on in her life, she always says, Tillis, I got this, right? And so she recruited a guy named Wayne Struthers. I don't want to mispronounce his last name. Strouders. Okay. She'll correct me, I'm sure. But he's super sharp as well. We're launching both of those gentlemen this week, for Linda on Thursday and for Erica tomorrow. And so I'm super excited for their businesses. I also protected a family this week, super excited about that. and just a lot of activity that's going on behind the scenes, sir, that I'm pretty sure everyone this week is going to be a huge week for Team Legacy. So back over to you.
Man, it's a good week too. What you got through this big announcement. I think Mr. Dazzy let the cat out the bag on the group me chat already, but it's a good week to get busy, y'all. Great week to get busy. Appreciate that, Miss Platinum Aloze. Appreciate you as always. All right, guys, any other bright spots? We're going to keep it short, keep it tight tonight on bright spots. So who else got some excited want to share?
I'll go ahead and go, Mr. Peden.
Go ahead, Mr. Dazzy, go for it.
I knocked out about 300 in personal premium and had 3 new business partners recruited this week.
Ooh-wee. Oh my God, man, Mr. Dazzy, he's trying to leave y'all in the dust. Oh my goodness. Good stuff, man. Congrats. Way to lead from the front, bro. That's what I'm talking about, man. I'm coming after you, man. I told you.
I don't know, bro. You
got a head start, man. I'm
game,
coming
brother.
after you, man. We'll see.
Yeah, come to A game, man.
You know, the only thing that matters is what's on the scoreboard, man. We'll see how we look on that scoreboard in terms of recruits. All right, but wait, the month ain't over, bro. You just wait. I got this week coming, so don't you worry. All right, buddy. Anybody else? Last.
Hey, Mr. Peyton, can you hear me?
Hey, Mr. Cather Jr. Of course, go for it, sir.
Hey, I just want to thank Mr. Gilbert, the rest of the team, Miss Octavia, Felicia, Miss Terry Allen, Miss Alizé, Miss Linda T. I just want to thank, and those of you that I forgot, thank you all for the love and support and the prayers. I have truly felt them. But I, still dove into, my legal shield business, brought on 2 more business partners this week.
Wow.
And they even shouted out, my love and support. So yeah, it's been rocking and rolling. I still been kind of in a fog. I still can't believe this is real. Who says, goodbye to the 24-year-old nephew, and it's just been surreal, more or less. But the love and support that I've received from you all and the new business partners, thank you from the bottom of my.
That's good stuff, and we got you. Don't you worry about that.
Let's grow. Let's roll. It's time to go. Thank you, sir. Back over to you.
Thank you. Appreciate you as always, sir. All right. Anybody else? Last call.
Mr. Peden, it's me in Atlanta.
Go ahead, Ms. K.
Hey, I'm just super excited. I actually protected my first CDL company, and I just opened my small business.
You said
daycare
company.
center.
Company, y'all. She didn't say driver. Company.
No, company.
Go ahead.
I have a daycare center I opened up on Friday with 25 employees.
What?
And they're actually letting me come in this week, 2 days to sign everybody up. I'm at you, Mr. Dazzy. I'm coming for you.
Oh my gosh,
snap.
Melissa.
Everybody's trying to come for me. Well,
Hey,
you
man.
don't have to bring it.
Hey, man, that's what happens, man. When you're the lead dog, that's what's happening. The view never changes when you're the lead dog, man. So, all right, appreciate it. Congratulations, Melissa, on a great week. You said, you put that stuff out there to the universe a couple of weeks ago, actually for the last couple of weeks, and now it's starting to manifest. Can't wait to hear what you have to share next week on the call as you begin to manifest this stuff in actual applications and premium and commissions in your checking account. All right, it's good stuff, guys. All right, anybody else just bursting at the seam for a bright spot? Otherwise, we got to move right into our announcements. Then we're going to get into our training. Go ahead, Mehdi.
I'm celebrating my 20th years of my citizenship as a U.S. citizen.
All right, congratulations, Maddie. Welcome. That's awesome, man.
20 years citizenship. I became U.S. citizen back in October 2001, and right after 9/11. What happened? I'm after that thing happened because I become a U.S. citizen 1 month after 9/11. God knows what happened. But I promised to myself that I'm gonna be the best citizen I can to go out, share the great opportunity with people. Then 3 years later, in September 11, 2004, I found the opportunity to work with Legal Shield.
Awesome.
Any October 24th comes, reminding me as a responsible citizen. I said, I'm a responsible citizen. I want to go out, talk to as many people I can to, find a great opportunity like Legal Shield and love your freedom. Thank you all. I love you all.
Well, thanks, Betty. And on that note, guys, I think we'll wrap up the bright spot segment, Mr. Dazzy. And Man, I know you got some exciting information to share that just came out hot off the press, I think just yesterday from Legal Shield Corporate. Man, would you go ahead and announce this kind of, I mean, we always talk about finishing month strong because this is the last week of October, guys, and you got to set your sights on your goals and where are you where you want to be in October? I know that some of you got your sights set on executive director, senior director, senior manager, and other levels, but are you close? Are you getting there? But you got one more week to make it count. And Legal Shield, our corporate office just rolled out an amazing promotion. Again, some of you have already seen it because Mr. Dazzy kind of let the cat out the bag yesterday, but big announcement. Go ahead, Mr. Dazzy, I'll turn it over to you to share this Maui Madness challenge that's out there. Go for it.
Absolutely, sir. And good evening, team. And I tell you what, family, I know everyone is fired up about Maui, Hawaii. I know everybody is looking to go. And, I know that they've been rolling out the leaderboards and things of that nature. And, that there's some of us who are on there and some people, may not be on there yet. But I just want you to know, you know what? Don't give up hope. Don't say to yourself, oh, this isn't going to happen. It will. First of all, I'll tell you what, everybody was running and gunning hard when it came to those double points for the recruiting and for the premium. Yeah, I get that. But you see, once all that goes away, a lot of times people take their foot off the gas. And that's where I come in, right? So people took their foot off the gas, Mr. Peden. And I was like all the way down on the bottom in the red and bloop, popped up to number 75. And so, you can make it is what I'm saying. Okay.
Mr. Dan, who's number 74? That's what I want to know.
Some guy who, his last name rhymes with Eden,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that guy.
That's right.
Yeah. So, I tell you what, hopefully you're running and gunning for the trip. Look, it's going to be amazing. Look, Maui, Hawaii is going to be on fleek, as the young people say. But here's the deal, okay? You've got the opportunity to put yourself in a position where you can solidify yourself. And what do I mean by that, right? We've got an amazing promotion taking place right here, right now. It's called Maui Madness. It's starting today and ends on October the 31st. Starts today, ends October the 31st. No tricks, only treats during the Maui Madness, okay? But you want to recruit like mad to increase your ranking on the Network Maui Builder Challenge leaderboard, okay? How do you earn some bonus points? Well, first of all the associates recruited during the contest period will earn an extra 100 bonus points. 100 bonus points. And you might be saying, well, that's just 100 bonus points. No, it's 100 bonus points times your what? Times your retention, multiplied by your recruits, multiplied by something else, your premium or something like that. So that's huge, okay? And when you help your new associates fast start qualify, you'll earn an additional 1,000 bonus points going towards the trip. And so this is the time to really get locked and loaded, right? And I'm sure many of you have been out there exposing people. Many of you probably followed up with some people who weren't quite, ready to get started yet. They're on the fence. Now is the time to get them done. Not to mention, the $50, registration as far as, enrolling as a member, as long as they have both the legal and the ID Shield plan, that goes away at the end of this month. That's it. Come November 1, it's gone, okay? $99 again. So, you want to push hard, okay? And not only because it's $50 for them to enroll as a new associate when they have a combo plan, but also that's going to give you an extra 100 bonus points per new recruit, you and your power team organization have within the contest period. And then when you help them get fast start qualified, that's an extra 1,000 bonus points, okay? This means each associate recruited during the contest period is worth 1,100 bonus points. 1,100 bonus points. I want you to think about that, okay? And so you want to go hard this week. You want to make sure that you have a plan, work the plan, and we'll see you guys in Maui. I know it's going to be amazing. I know Mr. P, we're going to have a bunch of people from this team, Team Prosperity Partners there. And so I'm excited about that alone. And so, run hard and get it done. Back over to you, sir.
Oh man, Mr. Dazzy, I feel, y'all know me. I would like to stabilize the call, make sure everybody's on the same page. If you're not familiar with what it takes to qualify, I mean, the company, earlier this past summer, they put at when they announced the Maui trip, they said, look, you go out there, you recruit 9 associates. You have 4 who get faster qualified. Was it 1 or 2 to get to manager? I forget, but
Two
with a
managers.
two to the manager. Recruit 9, get 4 fast roll qualified, get 2 in the manager, you automatically go to Maui. Just doing those 3 things. We called it 1, 2, 3, go to Maui, right? Something like that. Or 9, was it 9, 4, 2? 9, 4, 2, you go to Maui. That was it. But we knew that wasn't it. They said that's just the first way you could earn your way to Maui. 942. And they announced, obviously, at Phoenix, they call the network builders, the network producers way to earn the trip, where they're going to send an additional 150 network builders, another 150 network producers. Now, what does that mean? Network producers.
No, sir, you made a mistake. It's actually 125 network builders and 25 network producers.
Then you can earn your way just by points. You can earn your way on the trip, and you can, in terms of how many businesses, individuals you protect, you get points. Again, all the details. Let me just pull up the flyer, Mr. Dazzy. I'm going to share my screen real quick. There we go. Here is the Maui Builders. You guys, let me share my screen. So this is the official flyer for the Maui Builders and Producers Challenge. So basically, here is 125 network builders, top 10, maybe I messed up, top 10 network producers. And here's this organizational power team recruits. That means you and any non-executive director team members, all your total recruits times your organizational power team premium times your team retention. That's how they come up with the points. And they just put the points out there, and they rank everyone in order of points, with the person with the highest points being at the top of the leaderboard, all the way down to the number 125th spot. And then they list another 100 or so that are in the running, but not necessarily in the top 125. Mr. Dazzy realized he was not in 125, so he had to get his butt out there recruiting, and he got himself right up there at number 75. Same thing with the top 10 producers, personal recruits times your personal. Again, I put it right off LS Engage. Someone trying to say something?
You went out there for a minute, sir.
I was just saying, I pull the flyer down from LS Engage. You can go get the flyer as well. So you make sure, here's what you don't want to do, guys, is mess around and miss the trip because you didn't understand the qualifications. You might be that close, but you missed the trip because you didn't Performance Cup qualify. You missed the trip because you didn't have the Legal Shield advantage, or you missed the trip because you didn't recruit that one person or market that one membership that you need that would have put you in that 125th slot. Because if you don't, maybe you say, well, I'm not even on the board, so I'm just going to forget about it. That's what Mr. Dasby said. Don't count yourself out. With this promotion, guys, if you go out there and get 2 recruits this week, and that's my goal this week, at least 2, that's going to give you potentially another 1,100 times 2. That's 2,200 points, bonus points on top of whatever you currently have. You say, well, I don't know what I currently have. Well, figure out where you are and figure out, man, if I go out there and bust my tail this week, pick up 2 or 3 new recruits, help them get faster qualified, I can add another 3,000 or 4,000 points to my total. And that may take you from not being on the leaderboard to being on the leaderboard, take you from being in the 200 spot to being in the 122nd spot. You never know. If you don't know what I'm talking about, reach up to your upline leader, executive director, try to help you figure out how you can qualify and earn a spot on this trip. The 942 is over. Now it's all about producers and builders, at least for now, until they announce, part 3, right, Mr. Dazzy, of how you can qualify. There's always something new to help us close out the month or close out the year. And they're going to incentivize us by coming up with something new from Maui. I guarantee this won't be the end of it. But right now, this is all we have. So let's focus on what we have to do to try to qualify and get this leaderboard.
Speeding? Sounds like we might have lost him. But anyways, if you don't know what we're talking about with this Maui, here you go.
next year, leadership is celebrating their 50-year anniversary. You have to be in Maui, I'm telling you.
We will see you in Maui. I'm ridiculously fired up for Maui. It has been on my bucket list. The reality is that it's a decision. If you've decided that you want to go on this trip, if you decided to be in performance college, you decide to go to Maui, you can absolutely make it happen.
That's why you need to be here. We want to see you next year.
In Maui, celebrate 50 years. And I want to tell you that you should be here next year in Maui.
Thank you, Legal Shield.
That's it, family. It's there for everyone. So you want to make sure that you put yourself in a position where you can be in Maui, Hawaii. Figure out what you got to do, get with your leadership. We can help you put a game plan together, and let's just work together to make it happen. Mr. Peden, are you back yet? All right. All right. Well, I guess Mr. Peden had to jump off. I'm sure he'll be back on. He said he was having some challenges with his internet or so. But yeah, that's the promotion. Okay. So everybody can literally earn, their way to that trip. I love that they put this together, Maui Madness, because it gives everybody an opportunity to qualify for the trip or get back into the running some way, shape, or form. So that's always a great thing. Mr. Peden, are you back, sir? Looks like you are.
I'm back, man. I apologize. As you saw, since you pictured my new office, man, I outfitted everything, and I guess I got to make sure I get another extender or booster because my signal out here it's choppy. It's been choppy since we started the call. But anyway, man, I know we got a lot to cover in our training segment. It's about the hour. It's time to get into our training. But man, I know you probably already covered it, but guys, this is an opportunity for you. You say, well, I don't know if I can qualify for the trip. Right now, they're giving these potentially an extra 1,100 points per recruit. What if you go out and get 5 this week? You say, well, I've never done that. Well, that doesn't mean you can't, right? But what if you go get 5? That's an extra 5,000 times whatever you've currently got. You can put yourself in the running by just going out there and doing a little bit more than you otherwise would to earn this trip. All right, let's get into our training tonight. I'm gonna set it up, Mr. Dazzy, tee it off. Of course, you can chime in anytime you want, as we always do. All right, good stuff. I reached out to Ms. Linda T. She's good to go as well. All right, guys, we want to talk, as a team, we decided about a year and a half ago that we're gonna do something that we hadn't seen anybody else in Legal Shield do, and that was do a nightly presentation every night of the week, 5 days a week, not including weekends, to give you as a team. We had to shift gears from in-person events to virtual events, but we said we could replace our weekly business briefings with a weekly call that the team could plug their guests into. We said, if we're going to do that, why not do it every night? So Mr. Dash and I committed about 18 months ago that we would come up with this concept called the TPP Hangout, which is a nightly presentation that the entire team can invite their guests to. They can hear a great professional presentation with fantastic stories and give an opportunity to recruit those people and follow up with them in 3-way and get them signed up. So, and Mr. Daz and I did it for about 100 nights. He and I tag teamed the presentation for 100 nights straight almost, he and I, and then we got some other leaders involved like Tillis and Mr. Melans and others. And over the last year, it's been a vital piece of our team system in terms of bringing new associates on board, getting them fast start qualified, getting them to manager and beyond. And many of the team members, many you're going to hear from tonight, have leveraged this amazing tool, the TPP Hangout presentation, to build their businesses. And Ms. Linda Texier is one of those who's just built a remarkable business, literally leveraging the TPP Hangout. We're going to hear from her in just a few minutes, but we want to talk about it because some of you aren't leveraging it and some of you are, but we want to talk about a couple of little 1% things that we want to tighten up on. as you may have learned, when we're all in this new virtual world of Zoom presentations, and we've seen the funny videos, we've heard the crazy stories of what people do on Zoom. We just want to remind you guys that when we hop onto the Zoom, especially the Hangout presentation, there's some Zoom etiquette, if you will, that we want to stick with. And so when you come onto the Hangout, this call is different. This is our team training. This is where we get together. We want to laugh, joke, all that fun stuff. But when you come onto the Hangout, remember, other Prosperity Partner teammates are inviting their guests on. You know, Miss Erica Rose inviting superstar, you know, top level professionals. Linda T, same thing. And many of you are working hard. I know I had 10 guests confirmed to be on Hangouts this week. And Mr. Dazzy, guess how many out of my 10 guests showed up on the Hangouts this week?
2, maybe.
1.
1.
Wednesday night, I had 5 guests. Was it Tuesday night? Tuesday night, I had 5 guests confirmed, and not one showed up. I tell you, I said, man, don't they know who I am? I can't believe not one of my guests showed up to the Hangout on Tuesday, whatever night it was. The next night, I had another 4 or 5 guests, and then, but I had one of those show up. So it had, just like you guys.
Hey, by the way, Mr. Peter, you know, I just got to say, you know, it's funny because he literally said that. Don't they know who I am? I'm like, they don't know who you are, bro. But I want you guys to think about this, right? As you are out there and you're prospecting people and you're getting people to agree to come on the calls and they don't show up, don't get disappointed. The same wind blows on us all. We're all dealing with the same stuff. It's just the way it is, right? You can't get mad about it. You can't get disappointed about it. All you can do is all you can do. Work towards getting the next 5 invited onto the call. I'm sorry, I thought that was very important.
That's exactly what I did. I had 5 confirmed. You know, I said I got to get 5 for Wednesday night, and I got 4 confirmed for Wednesday night. 1 of those showed up. I had another 5 confirmed for Thursday night. I didn't, and then nobody showed. So, but I got 1 on the call this week, and that person, I followed up with them, and nothing happened. They wouldn't even call me back. It was a couple. They got on the Hangout. It was LaShante, whoever did the Hangout that night. It was a couple named lady, the wife. I had talked to the husband. He said my wife was on. Because I texted him. I said, did you make it on? He said, yeah. My wife. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But I followed up with them. They never even responded. They got on the call. Listened to the whole presentation. Went through the stories. Followed up with them after the call. They don't even text me back. Can you believe that? Don't they know who I am? All right. Anyway, guys, that's my point. There is that I'm leveraging the Hangout too. I'm doing the presentation Tuesday night. I'm certainly gonna get 5 guests on the one that I'm doing. But here's the things, guys. So when you get onto the Hangout, a little bit of etiquette. This is not shop talk. Remember, the guests that you work so hard, or one of your Prosperity Partner team has worked so hard to finally get onto the Hangout. They don't want to come onto the Hangout at 6:45 and then you guys talking about, I can't believe this, or whatever. I mean, that the call is supposed to be uplifting and positive. We want them to hear, man, I got my deposit. I got my performance club check. It was incredible. You know, whatever we want that chatter to be exciting and interesting. You want the guests to go, man, what are they talking about? I can't wait for this presentation to start. This sounds exciting. That's the sort of chatter. We don't want to be saying, hey, Joy, how you doing? Or hey, what's up? Will Dog.
Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you, bro.
None of that.
Where you been? Man, what's up? I like your new haircut, bro. No. We want to make it exciting. We want those guests who get on early or who get on at 6:45 to be intrigued, curious, wanted to know more, not being able to be anticipation of the calls, the presentation start at the top of the hour. So that's the first little etiquette thing. Anything else you want to add to the etiquette part, Mr. Dazzy? Other leaders, Tillis, Mr. Baylines, other executive directors, other leaders, just chime in if you got, we're just talking about Hangout etiquette.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, Mr. P. I mean, there's no, hey, Mr. Velas, hey, what's going on, Uncle B? Hey, no. I mean, honestly, truth be told, the guests who we invite shouldn't necessarily be able to tell that almost everybody on the call is an associate. They shouldn't be able to tell that. They should be thinking, oh my gosh, they got a bunch of people here trying to take a look at what I'm taking. This must be some good stuff. I can't wait to see this. Okay. But when they see that, oh my gosh, I'm surrounded by all these sharks and I'm the bait, that makes them feel a little awkward. Like, What is it that everybody else knew that I didn't know? So you don't want that, right? You
Right.
want to act, you come on board, you just smile, whatever we might say, hey, state your name, where you're zooming in from, and just say, hey, this is Robert Cathy from Georgia. Okay, hey, welcome, Robert. And the next person, right? And the next person. That way it's just exciting, and it just seems like, wow, they got a whole bunch of people here, if that makes sense. Not necessarily I'm the only guest and all these people are associates.
And they're
You don't want
sharks,
that.
as you said. Everybody looking at you like you're the bait. No, that's a good point. And by the way, guys, on every hangout, every night, there's gonna be a host and a presenter. For a while, I was the host, Mr. Daniels was the presenter. He would switch, he'd be the host, I'd be the presenter. We'd go back and forth. But we have a whole team of hangout presenters. We call it the hangout team. We had a call and everyone's agreed to every night there'll be a host and a presenter. And even a backup host, even a backup presenter. That's how serious we're taking the hangout now. So just know that. So the host is going to host the call, and they're going to go out based upon who's on the call and reach out, tap on some of you as prosperity partners who are on the call to ask you if you wouldn't mind introducing yourself and give a little bit about your background and why you chose Legal Shield. Notice what I said, that the host will call on you. So if you get on the hangout, they're going to ask you what your name is. Would you come on and tell us your name, your background, and why you decided to partner with Legal Shield? That's all they want to know. They didn't ask you to tell their story about how Legal Shield saved your life. You were a poor Black child, and now because of Legal Shield, you're rich. No, we want you to give your name, your background, and why you chose Legal Shield, right? And here's why. Again, we're just trying to pique the curiosity of the guests. They said, man, they've got government employees on here. They got college students like myself on here. They've got teachers involved in this thing. They've got federal business owners with the security clearance. That guy said he worked for the Department of Homeland Security. Whoa, that we want them to realize that it doesn't matter your background. That's why at the beginning of the call, before the presentation, those are what we call prosperity partner introductions. We're going to come at the end of the presentation and share the stories of what Legal Shield has done for you. And again, those of you that have you've heard us do these stories, and we want you, if you yet had a chance to share your story, we want you to share your story. So reach up to your upline leader, sponsored, senior director, executive director, let them, hey, I'd like to share my story in the hangout. Or maybe we might tap you on the shoulder and say, we'd like you to share your story on the hangout. We might coach you through it a little bit because we want you to have your story down in about no more than 60 seconds, 30 seconds would be perfect. And again, that's in terms of your story. I'm going to put a little flyer in the GroupMe chat on how to craft your 30-second or your 60-second testimony, or we like to call it your story, not so much testimony, but it is your testimonial, but we like to use the word story. You got to hear Mr. Dazzy's story. You got to hear Erica Rose's story. You got to hear Linda T. You got to hear Tillis Elizay's story. I want you to hear this amazing story. She works in business an hour to an hour and a half a day. Wait till you hear her story, not wait till you hear her testimonial. Wait till you hear her story. So just know that there's a host and a presenter. The host will be in charge of tapping the people on the shoulder who they like to do the introduction. And also either the host or the presenter may go out to the people who are going to share their story at the end of the call. That's kind of just a couple of 1% things we want to tighten up on, because 100 little 1% things that we make better make 100% of the difference in how this hangout presentation will be pulled off, and which means it's more effective and a lot better for each and every one of us who get our guests onto the hangouts. All right.
May I also add, Mr. Peden? Hi, family. In addition to that, it's the chatter in the chat. So please do not make congratulatory comments to folks in the chat. No, hey, congrats for hitting a particular level or any of that. Any of that chatter should be dedicated to our GroupMes, because folks are seeing that and automatically, especially if we haven't identified you as an associate, and we are gonna, we just want feedback, or the presenter will ask for chatter in the chat. Meaning, if they say put a 1 in the chat, then that's when we all chime in as if we are guests on the call, right? So responding in that way, that's really important. So keep the chatter. And of course, if the presenter or the host is essentially going out excuse me, if the host is going out to the presenter to start the presentation and you have guests come on, please do not interrupt the host, because now it is the presenter's time to present, right? So in that instant, because if your guest hops on at 7:01 or whatever, they're essentially late. So in that moment, you can welcome your guests in the chat.
Right.
Welcome to my VIP guest. And that ultimately is the only conversation that should be happening in the chat during, before, or either, because I've seen that and it distracts from what is being presented at that time. So I wanted to add that as well. If we can tighten that up.
Great feedback.
Positive and professional, positive and professional. Please, please, please. Thank you so much.
Good stuff. Great point there, Ms. Rowe. Good stuff, guys. You know, keep that chat, because the guests see the chat too. And we want to keep the bottom line, what we're saying in the etiquette is keep let's no shop talk, right? We would, as Mr. Daddy said, it would be, ideally, we want that guest to think that all 27 people on the Hangout are guests, just like them, because they're no different either. And if they're all guests, they've all been invited by our prosperity partners, they're not going to be chatting back, congratulations, hey girl, you know, so you made a scene. No, they're all, you want them to say, you want them to be interacting with the speaker. Again, and if I know Arnisha and many others on the leader, our presenters is, hey, put one if you agree with that. And everyone, as everyone, it's like they say, how many of you agree with that? Raise your hand. We would all raise our hands. So we all want to put one or two or whatever the presenter asks us to do. You want to participate. That, you know what? If we all start putting one in the chat, guess what your guests are going to do? They're going to put one in there. If they say, if you agree, and let's say Arnisha, she always tells fantastic stories when she does the presentation. If you can identify the story, if you think she made a good point, comment on the story. Man, that happened to me too. Wow, great. Can you believe that? Something like that. Something that you'll be thinking, or you want your guests to think. Put that in the chat, because you want the chat. We're not trying to deceive anyone. We're just trying to keep an air of excitement and anticipation around this hangout, so that the guests want to be a part. People want to be a part of something exciting. They want to be a part of something bigger than them. We have to remember that, because I know you work really hard to get your guests to the presentation, to the hangout. And you want that hangout to be smoking. You want it to be great. You don't want any hiccups. You want it to be, you want to start on time, finish on time. You want the host and the stories and the introductions. You want all of it to be great. And so we want you to help us make it great by just focusing on these little 1% things that we're talking about right now. So
one last thing, Mr. Peden, when it closes, when the presenter closes the presentation, folks, please do not, great presentation, great, it is, please, I beg of you all, stop doing that.
You're so right. You're so right. I tell you, you know, that's very weird for the guest, you know. Of course we knew they're going to do a great presentation. That's why they're presenting. You know, we only put the best of the best there for the most part. And so, you know, all in all, you know, if you want to give somebody, hey, awesome presentation, shoot them a text, put it in the group chat, you know, but don't say it.
Put it in the group me. That's what as Ms. Rose said, that's what the group me is for. The Prosperity Partners our team group me chat is for recognition, appreciation, information. Put it there. You got to do that. Many times I'll see in the group me chat, oh, Arnisha did a great job, great presentation tonight, Arnisha. That's the place for that stuff, is in the group me chat. And if you don't know what we're talking about, what's the group me chat? Reach up to your sponsor, upline leader, or pay attention, because we got something super exciting we're going to share with you guys here at the end of the training tonight. All right, guys, moving away from the hangout topic. Now, how do guests order the hangout? By prospecting. Prospecting, that's a big word. The reason we call it prospecting, because the word prospecting comes from the prospectors, right? The 49ers, the gold rush, right? They had to go they had to get all their tools, right? And they go out there, stake their claim, and they would hammer and chisel and dig through lots of dirt. You've seen the pictures, or maybe you've taken your kids like we have to one of these mines where they have the pans, and they let them sift through all this dirt and rock and water, and they shake it, and they sift out all of the dirt and the grime and the rocks to find those little gold nuggets. That's what they call it, prospecting. And that's what we have to do. We have to sift through a lot of prospects, a lot of calls, a lot of text messages, a lot of people not calling us back to get a few people to confirm to be on the Hangout, to confirm to be on a Zoom, to find the one that gets on the Zoom or the two that gets on the Zoom, to find the one or two that decides to make the decision to partner up with us. That's why it's called prospecting. And one of the best prospectors we have on our team is a young lady who we talk about all the time. She's a $50,000 ringer, and I'm gonna go out and put it out there. Y'all know me. I say if you're talking about the future, it's not a lie. $50,000 ring earner, silver executive director, on her way to platinum. That's Miss Linda Texier, also known, better known on this call as Miss Linda T. I'm gonna ask her tonight to talk to you guys about how you invite guests to the Hangout. Linda T has leveraged this Hangout. She shared her story on our 90-day run call last Sunday, and I forgot all about it, but she leverages Hangout. And I know I'm gonna take her story, Linda. I've just teamed it up for you. But I remember, Mr. Daz, I know you too, when you and I are doing those 100 days of you and I tag team in the Hangouts, I'm seeing like every night of the week, Linda T would have 2, sometimes 3 guests, not just one night a week. Every night, Linda was gonna, Mr. P, I'd like to introduce, I have 2 guests tonight. Mr. Dazzy, I have 3 guests tonight. Every night. And he's like, what is Linda doing? Does she have the magic phrase, the phrase that pays? How does she get guests on every night, multiple guests on every night? I asked Linda to hop on tonight and share with you guys the secret to inviting your guests and getting them to show up on the Hangout or on your private Zoom launches that you do for you and your team. Linda T, over to you to share your thoughts, if you don't mind. This $50,000 ring earner, Linda T, over to you.
Hey, I've received that. Thank you, Mr. Peden. Well, I won't be here before you long, but when I got started, I knew nothing about marketing at all. But I listened to the leaders. I just want to tell you that from the get-go. I told Tillis and I told Mr. Valines and Mr. Dazzy, I'm willing. If anything, I'm willing to listen to learn and learn to listen. And Tillis, we were just getting this call started. So, 6:45 and, they kept saying to try to invite, individuals to your call, go through your phone. And so I remember Tillis telling me about making a plan at night. You plan to fail to plan if you don't make one. And I just couldn't understand, writing people's name down. I just figured I can just go through my phone and call a couple of people, and I wasn't getting anyone, you know what I mean? And she said, no, you need to put it beside your nightstand and just write down that you think of people, put list of people. And I had over, probably 1,000 people in my phone, and just started writing names down, going through the lines. And I had about 20 calls, and then I started calling calls. So we have a script. And so I worked with the script that they gave us. And the very first script was, in reference to, and I have to read it, hi, I'll say Joey, hi, Joey, somebody I know, hi, Joey, how you been doing? Doing fine. How's the family? So I tried to, I remember her saying, try to be yourself, ask how the family doing, but don't make it long. Don't go into a long, dialogue, but how's the family doing? How's Susie doing? And how's the kids doing? He'll say, fine. And I'll say, great. So what are you, what you been doing and what are you doing tonight? And not doing anything. Well, I just want to tell you something. I got introduced to a company, and I went into the spiel that, amazing entrepreneurs that are crushing it, the script. Just went with the script and said, can you hop on tonight? Oh, no, I can't hop on tonight. I said, okay, if you can't hop on tonight, can you hop on tomorrow or Wednesday? I could possibly do Wednesday. So I pulled out a calendar and I started putting people's names on it. And that's exactly pretty much how I did it. I just stuck with the script. I didn't go, because, sometimes when somebody tell you something, you want to do it your way. And I just, I started to do it my way. Yeah, come on, I just got to this company. You should just jump on for me. No, stick to the script. And I've been sticking to this script ever since I've been here. And there's a new one out there. So there's a script too, Brian Carrera, do you keep your income option up? That's the new one. But the old one, I never stayed away from that script. And I just went down the list. Some people could get on and then some people would ask you, what is it? And I think Erica Rose, some of her prospects that she prospect, came in and gave us some information, because all of us are leaders on this call. And the young lady said, they said, what is it? it's a new business venture launch, and I will show you more on the Zoom. I would love for you to support me. They said, sure, not a problem. So I just thought, I'd do with those scripts, but I just stay married to the activity. Tillis taught me about the smoke breaks because I'm very, I'm a government worker, so I try to be, apply as much integrity as I can. But through the smoke breaks and my lunch hours, I could get calls in, and that was my job, was to get the calls in during those time frames. And I wouldn't hit the 25 goal, and I remember saying I'm going to hit 25 one day. So it became unattainable to do it. And some days I don't get all the way up to 25, but my willingness to do 25 is my goal. I know that it can be hit. So that's what I stick with. And if I can do 30, I'll go 30, but I do stick and try my, Mr. Dazzy don't like the word try. I do 25 calls. Okay. So that's exactly, what I do. But I do want to say this. When we started this call, I knew that anytime that I invited somebody on that call, and even if they didn't show up, I showed up. And I needed to hear the presentation because how am I going to believe what I'm marketing if I don't know anything about it? So I stayed on the call enough to know the presentation. And Mr. Dazzy always say a sale is it's only a transfer of belief. So the more I stayed on that call, then I could be available for testimonies if it was needed. But I was able to push past any fears that I had, and I just, and it made me accountable for my business. And that's exactly, and I just, try to I duplicate that with my team members to the best of my ability. So with, prospecting, just go through your list. And if you feel like you don't have anyone, ask for references. And if you don't have references, and I'm in the coal market now, and, I've even reached out to people that know individuals and have them to say, well, just say that, just tell them that, John sent you. Well, John sent me. I know you don't know me, but John, your friend John Thompson sent me, and go from there. And it's ongoing. There's no such thing as you don't have anybody to prospect. So back over to you, sir.
Hey, Linda, why don't you share how you met this latest guy? Because that was not yours. Share a little bit about that.
Yeah, share a little bit about that.
Oh, okay. The gentleman that I met, I was on my way back from Maryland from seeing my parents, and one of the young men that that I prospect from DC, Mr. Eugene, called me and said a young man, somebody just hacked his whole Facebook page and his identity, and somebody wanted him to pull out to get into a grant. He gave his social security number, everything, and he had Eugene to call me, and Eugene said, well, you sign him up, because I'm, pretty busy right now, and I'm not able to do it. And I said, you sure? Do you want me to sign him? He said, I think my Virginia license has expired. So when I got here and I got the guy, called the guy, stayed with the time he was going to talk to me. And I noticed that it was, he was in Maryland. So I called Eugene back and I said, you need to sign him up because he's in Maryland. He's not in Virginia. You can sign him up. That's my integrity. And he said, no, I'm too busy to do it. You sign him up. And that's exactly how I signed him up. And I'm excited about him. He's working, and he's a musician, and he's working tonight, but I'm excited about him coming. So yes, sir. Back over to you.
And Mr. Peden, if I may, when I talk to the gentleman, this is what I love so much about Linda is she's system driven, guys. She's not just saying that. So because she is so used to getting people on the 645, she could have easily signed this gentleman up just for the ID shield and went on about her day. But she didn't. She put him on the 645, and because of that, he heard the whole opportunity, and because of that, he got into business.
Wow. Good point, Ms. Alizé. Thanks, Tillis, for sharing that. Thanks, Linda. What an amazing training. Mr. Dazzy, Mr. Baylines, the rest of the executive direct team. I mean, she hit so many zingers. I don't even know where to start. I mean, what she said, guys, is she made a decision. She committed to she decided to make a plan that she's going to talk to 25 people a day. I know the first thing you guys are probably thinking is, what? I don't have 25, that many people to talk to. That's not true, right, Lynn? Look at your phone. You got 500, 600. Some of you guys got 1,500 people in your phone. Those aren't people? Of course they're people. Do they need our plan? Of course they do. They just don't know about it yet. And it's your job to share with them. And a bunch of them are looking for an opportunity. I guarantee you somebody in your phone book is waiting for you to call them and share this opportunity with them. I promise you. They're waiting, or they know somebody who is waiting, who might be even praying tonight that God will send them an opportunity to change your situation. But you want to be in the Secret Service and not look at your phone and make some calls. Anyway, I'm not gonna get into that.
Mr. Peden, real
Eric.
quickly, I'm gonna add to Linda, let me tell you something. I just swear to you, I just had a vision of you at OKC or some stage of Legal Shield sharing exactly about this kind of consistency, because everybody needs to hear that.
That's
Girl, I
it.
love you so much. This is a moment. But I also wanted to add that our only job, and I say it all the time, is to share the information. Similar situation with this new associate. I actually got on to talk to him about the business plan. And based on the conversation, I used that script from Mr. Carruthers, and he was like, yeah, I'm open to hearing. And he came on the call that night. I needed him to see everything. And Mr. Dadsy did that three-way, and he had 10 minutes of conversation. He said, I only have 10 minutes, Erica. I said, that's all we need. But it's the system. Follow the system. I said, 10 minutes is all you have. I told Wayne that. I said he can it's probably maybe 5 minutes that he has. So same thing, guys. Our only job is to share. And if we don't expose folks, we don't even know what can come back. Now he's ready to go. And Mr. Valines was there as a welcome. And so, you know, it's a team. We have a team. Let's utilize our team. Please follow the system. Please. So great job.
I love it because, you know, it's funny because, you know, systems is what you buy into, right? You know, when you buy into a McDonald's franchise, you buy into Chick-fil-A or whatever, it's the system that you're buying into. You can't say, hey, I'm buying this McDonald's, but I know they normally have the French fry machine on the left-hand side, but I want mine on the right. It doesn't work that way. It's a system that makes everything run so smoothly. You know, it's you watch some of the best football teams, right? What they call it? Run, block, tackle, or whatever, right? It's a system. It's the way I don't watch football like that, but I've heard it before in the movies, whatever, right? But it's a system. It's a play, if you will. I know Mr. Velas is laughing. He probably has the right thing, but it's a play, right? They draw up the play. You follow the play. It's the same thing here, right? You know, you prospect somebody, you get them on the 645 call. After they're done, hey, what did you like best? Boom, go for the three-way phone call. Once you do the three-way phone call and the expert closes them, boom, go with the welcome call. It's just, if you will repeat that cycle, that's where you're going to find yourself having massive success, right? It's about following the system. And I just love that point. And I mean, Linda Texeira is the epitome of that. Erica Rowe, the epitome of that. It's nothing short of following the system.
Absolutely. You know what, Mr. Dash, and again, we could sing the praises of Linda T. I've said it 100 times. You know, you look up consistency in the dictionary, you're going to see a picture of Linda T. Persistency, Linda T. And that's what it is, guys. She's not she's amazing, an amazing woman, but she's just following the system. She's doing the act. She said it herself. She's married to the activity and she divorces herself. She left this part, but she divorces herself. So we focus on the results. Guys, I had 20 people this week confirmed that they're going to be on the Hangout. Mr. Peden, Millionaire Club member. And only 1 out of the 20 got on the Hangout. Not signed up. That person didn't even call me back. The couple that got on the Hangout wouldn't even respond. And like, I called them after the call. I know they just got off the Hangout. I called them back. I know they're there. I texted them. Still haven't heard from them. But what if I said, oh my God, I had 19 people didn't even get on the Hangout. I don't care about those 19. I'm ready for the next 19. And that's it. All right, guys. But speaking of the system, Mr. Dazzy, I think it's time that we share with them our new, somebody said, what do you have that system? What is this? What does that mean? Well, we have a prospecting system, right? Tool. We call, you know, it used to be tool, three-way call, presentation. Now, because we're in a different world, you can still start with the tool. I recommend you do something third party, or you could just make a phone call. But we want to get them. I know Ms. Tillis reads this, Mr. Daz, all the leaders do. People, ladies and gentlemen, most people make a decision to join after seeing a live presentation, which is another reason why we launched the Hangout 18 months ago. Because yeah, you could send them a video, like a little sizzle video followed up with the PBO video, which is nothing wrong. I love that's my #1 tool of choice when I don't have a live presentation. I use the PBO video of Mr. Crothers and Mr. Self. There's an amazing, especially the new one if you haven't seen it. But live presentations, most people make a decision. Most of you probably joined. Linda T became an associate after seeing a live presentation. Eric Rowe made a decision to join after seeing a live. Most of you made a decision to join after seeing a live presentation, not after watching the video. So our system now is to make as many calls, commit to a number of calls, and invite to the Hangout. That's our system. And after they get them on the Hangout, do a 3-way call. We can always tell, right, executive directors, who had guests. We don't even know if I don't have to be on the Hangout to know that Stacey Martin had a guest on the Hangout, because Stacey's going to send out a text to the leader saying, are you available for a 3-way call? That's how we know. We know that who's following the system because we're doing 3-way calls with their prospects. So there's a system. It's live presentation followed by a 3-way call. And after they sign up, immediately, we talk about this in Phoenix, get them on a welcome call. Right after, we're talking about within minutes of them signing their agreement or online or whatever, get them on a welcome. Try to do at least 3 welcome calls. Introduce your sponsor, upline leader, and then 2 or 3 other people on the team. They don't have to be on your upline. They can be sideline. Actually, it can be downline, but you want 3 other people who want to welcome right away. So we're going to share with you something that we wanted to launch last week, but we had the Process by Legal Shield call. I know we're at the top of the hour, already 3 minutes over. So we're going to share this and then wrap the call up, guys. I'm going to share my phone, Mr. Dazzy.
Okay.
And I think I got this all figured out before. I was trying to put the finishing touches on it when the call launched, and that's why I was 1 minute late on the call. Okay.
Hey, Mr. Peden, while you doing that, can I just say one thing about what Linda said?
Of course.
She said she wrote her people down instead of just leaving them in her phone. I think that's a big point, because a lot of folks, they say, oh yeah, I got these people on my phone, and they never call them. They have no idea how to track that they called them. But when you put it on paper, you make it intentional. And when it's intentional, it gets done. When it's in your phone, it's just the hope, it's just the wish, it's just the prayer. But when you actually take the time, sit down, write the list. And you know what you want to tell your new associates to do? The same thing. But if you didn't do it, you're not going to tell them to do it. So, that's, as she talked about integrity. If she didn't make the list, she's not going to have her people. She's not going to be able to duplicate with her new people that same thing. So hopefully you guys picked up on that, because that's huge, right? We talk about this list, but how many people actually got a list that you're working off of right now, currently? I know a lot of folks got started, and yeah, exactly, Eric. I'm sitting here looking at mine myself, right? And when you got started and you did your list, great, good for you. But you should still be working off of a list. You meet people every day. You get a 2 a day, right? So hopefully you guys are intentionally making a list and working off of that list. So back over to you, sir. I'm sorry.
Oh man, that's that was wisdom right there, y'all. That's wisdom. I mean, we all think, oh, I got my 5 or 10 people in my head. Your new associate say, well, I don't need to make a list. I know who I want to talk to about Legal Shield. Put it on paper, because when you put the one person name down, it makes you think of somebody else. You go from putting 6 people down, now you got 16, because once you start, it's called memory jogging. Once you start writing names down, you see nothing. So anyway, guys, can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
This is the text that I sent to myself. So we're launching this tonight, talking about our team system. This is we wanted to put it on paper, put it in writing per se for the entire team. So now when we recruit a new associate, so I'm going to put this in the group me chat, put it on the Facebook page so everyone has access to it. So we recruit a new associate starting today. We are going to send them this text message. This is an image. It says, welcome to the team. Get started now. Our Prosperity Partners logo. Text this to your brand new associates the day they join. You see that? So you're going to send them this image, and you're going to send them this text message along with it. It says, welcome to the team. Day 1, get started now. number one, begin your fast start training. You just send this to them. Now, you may not have time to go over all this with the new associate, but all you've done is sign them up, and then you got them on the welcome call with their with at least somebody, hopefully 3 welcome calls, but you send them this text message. So after they've done the welcome calls, they have a little bit of homework. And they're excited, right? They just signed up, just started the new Legal Shield business. What do I do next? You want to know, number one, you want to start your fast start training. They can click that link, and guess what? It's going to take them to
First step.
The First Step website. And there's a video, and it's right there. They watch that video, Mr. Self, they click next, and there's a video with Jackie Cote, which is the next step. And there's 3, and then there's a form they have to, at the end of that, right, Mr. Dad's, that they have to fill out.
A commitment form.
It's a commitment form, and that's the new way that you have to do the commitment form, and you will not get your fast start bonus. There's 300 reasons why you want your new associate to watch these 2 videos and complete that commitment form, because they're going to get a $300 bonus when they get fast start qualified. So let me go back to the text message. Step 2 says, we will get together by Zoom to make your list during your game plan interview within the next 24 hours. You know what that implies, guys? You're going to do a game plan interview with them in the next 24 hours, right? That's basically the welcome call. And then you guys, whoever you do the welcome call with, is probably going to be the upline leader, is going to talk about setting them up to do their launch, which means they're going to have to put together a list of people to invite to that launch. And that's all part of the game plan interview there. Step 3 says, also find a weekly business opportunity meetings or events, so that we let them know, hey, there are events taking place all over the country. So if they click on the Legal Shield calendar, they're going to find that there are events maybe they got family in St. Louis, like I did. They got family in California or Texas or Florida. They can go here and they can find events that are taking place. We're just letting them know. You don't have to do all this. You're not going to go over this with them. I'm going over with you tonight, but this is all part of that text. This just gives them some stuff to look at and take a look at and realize, hey, I'm a part of something bigger than me, right? Step 4, welcome to Team Prosperity Partners. Check this out, y'all. So they're going to click this Linktree app. It's Linktree/TPP start. Check this out. And here's what they're going to see. Our Prosperity Partners Start Now Team app, quote unquote, if you will. And look what it has on it. It has our Welcome to Team Prosperity Partners. So if they tap that first little button, guess what they're going to see? They're going to see the welcome video from our team website from the Team Prosperity Partners founders, Patrick Shaw and Russell Pete, the 2 guys who started this team 11 years ago.
The Team Prosperity Partners website. My name is Patrick Shaw, and I'm with my good friend Russell Pete. Hey guys.
All right, so that's our welcome video from years past, but it's still relevant. It's just us talking about our stories and talking about how we came together to start this amazing team 11 or 12 years ago. All right, so that's the welcome video. Again, letting your new associate know they're part of something bigger than them, right? Also, in the Linktree team app, so to speak, we let them know about, hey, get introduced to 3 TPP team members, right? They tap that. It's also going to take them to the fast start. When we want them to know this fast start is important, so we want them to get trained, all right? And then look, schedule your launch Zoom. So maybe you forget to help them do a launch. They know when you sign them up that this is something they got to do. So they might ask you, say, well, on that thing you said, this says something about scheduling my launch Zoom. What is that? So they click that. Here's our team calendar that we have set up. If they go to the team calendar, this is for them to pick a date to do their Zoom launch. And this is all going to be part of that welcome call that you're going to do at least 1 welcome call, maybe 3. And someone on that welcome call is going to talk to them about their Zoom launch and picking a date to have their launch, right? All right. The next thing on there says, join us for our weekly call. What if they click on that? Guess what that does? That connects them to our Sunday night team builders training call right there on Zoom, right there from their smartphone. All right. And then the last thing is invite to our nightly business overviews. We call it the Hangout, right? But again, if they click that, it's going to give them the link to the TPP Hangout calls that we do every night, Monday through Friday. So this is all, we're going to be adding to it, making it better, getting some feedback from our leadership team. We just want to launch. So the bottom line here is that we want you guys to remember that you want to send them your new associate. Again, I'm going to put this in the GroupMe chat so everyone can download the image and everyone will have the script. And you just want to text them the image along with the script. Again, it's not for you to go over with them like we're going over with you tonight. It's for you to your job is to sign them up and do 3 welcome calls. That's it. And then as part of the welcome call, they're going to find out about some of the other things that we just talked about that's on the app, but primarily their launch. One of those welcome call people are going to help them see the importance of getting their business launched with a private Zoom launch. And a few other steps as part of the system, okay? So send that image along with that text message. Again, it's going to be in the GroupMe chat. I'm also going to put it on our Facebook page so everyone knows this is the way we're going to start a brand new associate going forward. So any thoughts, any comments from the leaders on that, guys? I know you only, Mr. Stazzy and myself, the only ones who have seen it so far, but who's that? Is that Marvelous May?
It is, sir. I apologize for my tardiness. I'm actually just taking care of some stuff at the house. Let me just share with you why I know this is going to work. For 22 years, you know, I've been with Mary Kay, and I created from the moment I could an opportunity for my customers to welcome them. And number one, it really says, hi, pretty lady, because most of my customers were ladies. First thing it says was for them to go ahead and register on my website. The second thing was for them to friend me on Facebook. And the third one was for them to send me a photo. And so I explained to somebody, when they register on your website, they're your customer. So when they follow these steps, they're an associate. Good. When they follow us on Facebook, become part of TPP, they're committing to the family. I know this is, I'm telling you, this works so well that you can't come for my customers in Mary Kay. So I know they can't come for TPP with these steps because they work.
Absolutely, yeah. So this is it, guys. I thanks, Mark. Again, what she talking about there, what Mr. Dazzy talked about, it's all about the system. What Till is talking about, it's all about a system. And we use that word a lot. We throw it around a lot, guys, but there's a system in place for prospecting, a system in place for getting new associates started, a system in place on how to properly invite and how to do a launch Zoom. There's all these systems, but it all starts with prospecting, which is why we wanted to have Linda share tonight, because she is the poster child, in my opinion, on this team for persistency and consistency. Now, are there others on the team who do a little bit different? Yeah, does everyone recruit using the Hangouts? No, but it's the Hangout is something that everybody can do. You know, I don't need the Hangout tour. I recruited 350 people in the last 28 and a half years. We only had the Hangout for the last 18 months. But so you don't have to have a Hangout to recruit like Linda has done, but everyone can invite. Everyone can set a number of calls to make every day and invite to one of or all of the nightly Hangouts that we have. So we don't teach just what works. We teach what duplicates, because what works doesn't always duplicate. What works sometimes is dependent upon the personality of the person. It works for them, but it doesn't work for everybody else. So we try to teach things that we know that duplicates. And what duplicates is committing to a number of calls. If it's 5 calls a day, 25 calls a day, and following a script. And I know, Linda, I'm seeing the text messages already. People want to know, what is this script that Linda used? So if you wouldn't mind, Linda, throwing it into the GroupMe chat on the Facebook page. What is this Mr. Crothers script? Well, you should have been in Phoenix to get the magic script that Linda used, and you heard that Erica Rowe just used. And if you were in Phoenix, then you would have heard it and you'd have had it on your notes like I do, and like Mr. Dazzy, and but I'm sure one of us will put the script that Mr. Crothers shared. He shared 2 scripts. One that he's used that's made him $22 million, and another one that he's just started using, which is the one that Erica used that got her new recruit just a couple of days ago. And we'll put that into the GroupMe chat or on the Facebook page, so you guys, several can have access to it. And if you will commit to a number of calls and use the script and just realize, right, Linda, you said it yourself, you don't always get to 25, but every day you make calls. You let a day go by, you don't make calls. Linda T?
No, I can't do that. I try my best. I don't do that. It's Mr. Dazzy always get on me with try, but I know I just commit to the time frame is what I do. Because like you said, it's hard getting a guest on the call. You know, it can be hard. And once you get someone, you know, like you're just excited. So, but I just keep going. I don't stop with the one. I can hear Mr. Dazzy now. Don't stop because you got one. Just keep going. So I just keep going, and I invite all the way up to 6 o'clock. If I don't get anybody by
Did you hear that?
6:45, then I just.
She doesn't stop.
Yeah.
She doesn't, once she gets, she didn't say, oh, if I get, I know somebody say, I'm gonna try to get one person on the hangout. So as soon as you get that one, yes, I'll be on the call. She didn't, no, that didn't mean, look, I had 4 nights, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 5 guests. Well, 4, Thursday night I had 4 guests committed, but the one showed. But I had 5 guests confirmed. Now, did I stop? I got to 5? No, I was invited. I only had 5. But she said she continues to invite all up until 6 o'clock, an hour before the hangout starts. Oh, 45 minutes before the hangout starts. But anyways, the point there, guys, commit to a number every day. It's, you know, it didn't have to be a big number. It didn't have to be 25. I don't have 25. Well, maybe you have 5, maybe it's 2, but it's not the number, it's the a day. I call it the a day factor. It's not 30 minutes a day of exercises. It's not the 30 minutes of exercise. It's the a day that makes, it's what'll make you live to be 120 if you want to. It's the 30 minutes a day of exercise. It's the apple. It's not the apple. It's the a day. It's not the 25 calls. It's the a day. I call it the a day factor. Stay tuned. There's more coming on that. All right. Anyway, with that, Mr. Des, I'm done. Mr. Baylines, any other leaders, any other comments about anything we've covered? We've covered a lot in the last 45 minutes or 47.
I think that text that you put together is amazing. And the reason why is, you know, people get started and they're like, okay, what's next? Right? Okay, what's next? Okay, what's next? Now they have a systematic thing. They go, okay, this is number 1, this is number 2, this is number 3. And it occupies their time. So they're not over there chit-chatting with other people. Hey, I just started with legal shit. And then next thing you know, they get talked out of the game and they have buyer's remorse. Versus if we put them to work and we say, hey, welcome, this is your homework. They got homework to do. They can't go talk to anybody about anything because they have to focus on the first step. They got to focus on, you know, looking at the other things that we sent them. So I love it.
You know what they're going to hear when they go to that, when they watch that video of Mr. Self? He's going to tell them, don't try to talk to your friends. Don't try to do it your way. He's going to say, follow our system. There's even a script as part of the first step process that they give them right there on that page under the video. So you're right. Ideally, we want that new associate to sign up, have a welcome call, and schedule their private Zoom within 24 hours. Have that private Zoom within 24 hours. Have them sign up 2 or 3 or 4 people on their private Zoom and start the process all over again. We know that's a perfect world. So if we can't get them to do it within 24 hours, we want to have them realize these are some things we want you to take a look at, some things, some steps you need to get Fast Start training. Sign up for your Fast Start training. Look over this material, check out this calendar, you know, check out our website, get plugged in. As you said, something to occupy them so they don't start talking to their brother about legal attorneys for $29.95 a month. And the brother goes, I don't need that. That don't even sound legal to me. And now they're gone. You can't figure out why they won't call you back, your new associate, because you just let them flap out in the wind to their brother or their cousin or their Uncle Ned got them or something like that. But we want to follow the system so we can give them that best opportunity for success. And that's if they'll follow that system that we put together. So anyway, guys, let's crush it this week. We got a big reason. We got this promotion. Remember, new recruits this week, you and your team, new recruits this week are worth potentially an extra 1,100 bonus points for Maui. We've already declared that we would like to take 120, what did you say, 100 or 125 of the slots? It was
125.
We want all 125 of the Maui slots to go to Team Prosperity Partners.
That's right.
We need your help to make that happen. That means we got to go out there and recruit this last week because at the beginning of the month, they made them worth double the points. Now they give you an opportunity to bring it back and give you some additional bonus points for every new associate that you recruit, and 1,000 bonus points if you help them get when you help them get faster qualified. The easiest way to help them get faster qualified is to have them do a launch call. Most of the time, when we have a launch call, that faster qualifies someone most of the time. So have a great week, everyone. Crush it this week. Let's have a phenomenal week of prospecting and recruiting. We'll talk to you on the Hangouts. I know I'm going to be invited to the Hangouts. I'm doing the presentation on Tuesday night. I feel sorry for your guests on Tuesday night. You get them on that call, they're going to be like a dying duck in a hailstorm. We're going to get them signed up. So have a great week, everybody. We'll talk to you next Sunday's team call. Appreciate everyone and their comments and input tonight. Eric Rowe, Linda T, amazing. Mr. Daz, Mr. Baylines, all of you guys. Have a great week, everyone. Talk to you later. A 90-day run. People, let's hop on our call. We got a 90-day run. Our accountability calls happening right now. Good night, everyone.
Good night.